truth.
No chaser.
Welcome to Truth No Chaser. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jay.
And I'm Frank.
And this is a shot of truth stirred with bold opinions, reversing the miseducation of the black community as it relates to health, politics, and cultural identity.
Yes, sir. And as promised, sticking with politics, we said that we were going to keep you updated every week, and we definitely are going to do that. But it's been so much going on.
Oh, my gosh.
It's almost impossible to keep up with this
You get a
race
headache.
here. You know, something different is happening every hour. So,
Right.
you know, a weekly update,
It's kind of hard because got to run through everything.
So, but, you know, we have a lot on that's happened throughout the past week. We had a candidate drop out, obviously, and we have a new candidate.
Hello, somebody.
All right. If you've been a friend of the show, family of the show, and you just fans watching and listening, you've been hearing us speak about changes that need to be made, that we thought need to be made. One of them was Joe Biden. His age was a concern for us.
His health, yeah.
So, in his health, so we were kind of hinting to, bowing out, and we just ain't know it was going to happen so abruptly.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? That's
Sunday morning. Early
so
Sunday morning.
So let's bring it on. But, Jay, please explain to the people what they're going to be getting from us today.
Right. So we are going to talk about after Joe Biden gracefully bowed out. And as we're recording, probably right now, he's giving his address from the White House explaining his bow out, right? However, let's be clear. As much as he is bowing out and being an American hero, there was some force out there. We got to tell the whole truth.
Right.
But what we're going to be getting into is now we have a bright and shining star in Kamala Harris running, the current reigning VP, running to be president now and squared up against Donald Trump. Now, for those who are confused or may not be confused, Frank and Ashley are going to give some personalized opinions as to why she is a fitting candidate. This is very important because these are your peers, black people. We're voting age and we have the concerns. We're in the midst of the age and have the lifestyle that supports the concerns that are prevalent in center stage in this year's presidential election. So if you all go ahead and do that, and I will follow up debunking one of my most irritating, drive me up a wall, grip my teeth narratives that, can I say coon?
Yeah, you better.
It's our show. Say what you want to say. We pay the bills here.
Right. My dude, you better come on with it.
Hello, somebody.
One of these myths
don't
that
hold back either, bro.
these coons that obviously hate their own kind, or you think you so damn woke that, it's your thing to go against anything that's black. I'm going to take center stage. I'm going to take center stage on that one. Yeah. But y'all go ahead because y'all have some valuable things to share.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Ash. You first lady.
Oof. Yes. So obviously, I could say the typical standard thing, right? She's black, which is a plus. She's a woman, A, which is a plus.
Plus.
But personalized for me, right? It's those two things as also because I'm a black woman. As a black woman, she's for all people. We know the other candidate. We know who he's for, basically, right?
Absolutely.
He makes it known. The blacks. He's not for us, right? The blacks. So she definitely is for all people. She's a diverse background, mother, father, different races. We get that part. But that allows her to be able to communicate and to reach out to other people and all people, not just the blacks again, right?
Yeah.
The women part.
Yeah.
I'm a woman. I don't want nobody telling me what to do with my body. You can't tell me I can't have what I should do, what I should not do.
Preach.
That's not fair. I'm saying I live with me every single day. So how dare you tell me and dictate what I can do with my own body? Not having it. Third thing, everybody knows about me, AC Speaks, I am huge on children. I'm an advocate, human trafficking, all that. When she was Attorney General, she was big on pushing the first Children's Bureau of Protection.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's big on protecting kids from bad foster homes and holding the government accountable for those things, such as like that, whatever, for not allowing kids that are trafficked or abused sexually to be held as adults. They're protecting them pretty much and not to be held accountable as adults because they're children who are in bad situations, right?
If you're being trafficked, you're a victim.
Hello, somebody. So those reasons like that, and also medical debt. I will not be ashamed to say I have some medical debt on my, but the administration, right, they have made it accountable where they are not sent to credit reports.
Okay.
That's right.
So therefore, Equifax ain't getting it. TransUnion ain't getting same. So I'm able to be able to pay my bills whenever I get them and not worry about that being on my credit report. Those are some of the reasons why I'm with her. But mainly, I'm not ashamed to say it, she's a black woman and I'm a black woman. She knows my plight. She knows what I go through as a woman every single day.
Right. And we shouldn't even have to say that disclaimer because ain't nobody giving no disclaimers when we couldn't have shit because we was black.
That part right there.
That's a fact. And thank you so much, Ashley, for that. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to follow up with something else. Put you on the spot with a question. Because you were talking about you're a woman, right? And you were talking about how she's for the children. And then, ironically, you were saying how you don't want anyone telling you what you do with your body. Obviously, the center point of that being the whole abortion issue looming, right? And what to do about Roe v. Wade. Just off the cuff, what do you think about the fact that within the last 24 to 36 hours, the new attack by Trump and the Republicans are the fact that she is not a mother? She's being called childless Kamala. What is just your off the cuff response to that?
First off, she is married to a man who has 2 kids, right? So
That's
she
right.
is their mother.
That's
She may not have birthed them, but she is their mother.
Right.
And it is her choice to decide to have kids or not have kids. Again, does not make her less qualified because she don't have kids.
Exactly.
He's a father. Look at his kids.
He had kids.
Yeah,
I don't know. Father is a loose.
This is what I'm saying.
yeah. Right.
So to say that she can't be president because she's childless or kidless is bullshit.
Right.
She has nieces and nephews. She raises kids.
Yeah.
So
Right.
just because she didn't give birth to them doesn't deem her less
Makes
than.
her less
And
fit.
any woman will tell you that because most women understand mother or not mother. Your motherly instincts kick in when you become a woman, whether you
Absolutely.
have children or not. That's why it's ironic that a man, right, like who's just not in tune with women at all, would just say, "Oh, she's childless, so she doesn't have the ability to be a mother." Like you don't understand women at all if
Right.
you think a woman has to have a child to be motherly.
And she has to have that instinct. She has to have that instinct. I'm sorry, Frank. If she took on sexual assault case for kids, if she's
right.
huge on children, so she has that instinct. She might not have had her own kids, but she has that motherly instinct.
Yeah.
Where her goal and her force is to protect children at all costs.
Yeah.
And those are her kids, as Pastor would say. Those are her children right there.
When
Right.
they say, and when they use that term, childless, as if it's some sort of knock
Stain
on her,
or something,
like,
yeah.
stain on her resume or her leadership
Right.
qualities. Very stupid. Which leads me to a lot of my personal issues are more so why I can't vote for Trump and why I can't rock with anybody that really, I know we say we respect each other's who you vote for and stuff like that, but I got questions.
Right.
I got questions for y'all that support this man because we are living the disrespect daily.
Every single, yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And now
And it's
that
blatant.
the moment that she announced that she was going to be joining this race as a presidential candidate for 2024, the disrespect was already there, but it's
Magnified.
high. I mean, what do they call them now? Hawktor original.
Oh,
Hawk
Hawk 2
Girl?
woman, yes, on Fox.
Oh, that's what they call it on
Fucking
Fox,
cool.
right?
Ooh, let me see. Yeah.
Which I have no fucking clue what that even means. Like,
Yeah, I was
They're
so
saying that
confused.
she slept her way to the top. They're basically saying that she's original.
that what
She fucked her way to the top.
saying?
Yes.
Is that what they saying?
They're saying she slept her way to
So
the top.
forget the fact that she's sitting gut on the.
They're saying-
forget the
Yeah,
fact
this
that
woman-
She went to law school. She went to Howard University,
Yes.
prestigious HBCU.
Yes.
Went to law school.
Yes.
So somehow she slept her way through law
Yes.
school,
school.
and then somehow she
District
slept her way
attorney.
through winning those
Yeah.
cases as a DA, and then
Attorney
became
General.
Attorney
Right.
General.
One of the largest
Then a
states.
senator.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to sleep your way into a senatorial spot?
That's what they're following to.
It's damn near impossible.
I'm going
That's
to,
her claim.
So I'm going to go even further, and I'm gonna take it a step further. We already mentioned the childless, but the another one of the insults, incompetent. So like I then became like Jay because incompetent, that's a totally different.
Right.
And again, for her to be so accomplished, and this, in the words of Van Jones, you gotta choose another word when you're talking about a sister,
Right.
because we already know how you felt. We
right.
already know how you felt because she's a sister. because she's a woman, and to say incompetent in reference to an African American, a woman of color, is beyond low. I don't even think Fox could have dug any lower than that. Okay, so we have one on one end of the spectrum when we're talking about who it is that we voted for. Sometimes take out the who, and let's talk about the why and what they stand for.
That's
right? All right. So take that out. Like, Van Jones also says we needed a phenomenon to stop a phenomenon. And this is what we asked for. Let's keep it 100. This is what we asked for. She is a celebrity of some sort. Not the same as him. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't make her celebrity as like he did.
Yeah, she was on reality TV.
She isn't. Okay, so, but she's relatable. All right. Whether you want to like it or not, there's people out there. I know they say she ain't really black and yada yada yada. Okay, listen.
She lived the black experience.
But I was gonna say, wasn't it taught like if you have an ounce of black in you, black? Our whole lives we heard that shit.
Well, not only that. So it's a lot. What's killing me is it's a lot. I mean, she went to Howard University, right? Like she didn't. Like she was there, and then she pledged the first black sorority. Like she didn't just like sign a paper. Like she was on.
Right.
Like she walked. Like if you understand how old she is, right? Then you understand she what we call in the Greek world walk line. To say somebody who walk, you can be white. If you walk line, that's a black ass experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Frank. Sorry.
Send that to Ro, because he ain't want one. But okay. So anyway, let's get back to it. So what blows my mind about that, right? You have on one end of the spectrum, you have the person that's getting pretty much executed by her own people about.
Let's say it again. Her who
about
people?
About her own people, about what they think she did in California. You understand what I'm saying? And don't know a clue. Whereas we have the facts about her opponent. So again, it blows my mind that you poke your chest out about the prosecutor and not the actual convicted felon.
Hello, somebody.
Well, here's the thing. Isn't it weird that a convicted felon with a trial in the chamber is telling somebody that she's soft on crime?
That she's soft on crime.
You got a trial in the chamber. Talking about you soft on crime. If we got hard on crime, you'd be locked
up, right? Let her be on it. Let her be on the trial.
But
shit.
It's my chance to get shady. Listen, maybe some of y'all can relate to convicted felons because y'all baby daddies are.
Ooh.
So maybe. So I wish I had a fucking red balloon pop on y'all dumbasses. But anyway, so that's my first. So we're gonna get that out of the way. Of why I can't support, because this is what they think about us, man. I don't care. The still nigga,
absolutely.
That's very much alive in this. All right, now I'm gonna go for the obvious, because I don't care that you have you only voting for her because she black, this and blah blah blah. Our podcast is the show about black people. Listen about everything black. All right. And what we need to add on to that tagline is unapologetically.
Ooh.
Don't
exclamation point. Yes.
So I don't care. I could care less about what you feel about my wanting to vote for her because she's
my black vote.
I'm the same way I envision potential sons following the footsteps of Barack. I'm gonna do that for these daughters. That's how I look at it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
It opens the door for the next quote unquote fully black. If you all need that, we gotta start
that's what
somewhere.
y'all need. Right. Black father, black mother.
But they always say it's not about race, right? It's not about race. You always drop the black card. Barack wasn't black enough. Now she ain't black enough. But it's not about race though, right? First thing they say, well, she ain't for shit. She not like us because she ain't black.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm sorry.
Listen, and you know, to play advocate, play devil's advocate. I get it, y'all. You know, cause I'm like that with Patrick Mahomes. I be doing that shit too. But that's football, goddamn it! Like we reach out, and I be joking. These just jokes.
It's the difference between running the offense and running the country.
right. These just jokes. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I say all that to say, like Ashley, I share the same sentiment with you. As far as listen, we want to see in office is a representation of us.
Absolutely.
Fuck it, I'm not gonna apologize about that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna apologize for that. But more importantly, debunking these narratives that circle around our Vice President Kamala Harris. Jay put Ashley's mic all the way on mute, put my mic all the way on mute. I need you
to shut these fools up.
When I tell you reverse the miseducation, nigga, I need you.
I really don't have nothing but straight talk.
Okay.
So here we go.
So mute.
All right. So this is what happens, you all. You all read a caption, you see a clip, and you vote. Unfortunately, we live in a society where we don't know how to read. We don't read, so that's why we don't know how. It's not that we can't physically put words together, we don't read. Therefore, we don't know how to research. We Google everything, which is fine. Most of us, even scholars, Google stuff. But when you Google things, you have to learn how to check the sources, right? We need to learn how to separate what's a good source and what's a bad source. And if you've never actually researched anything, then you believe anything. And what happens is you all go off of popularity. If one person says it, the next person says it, then it must be true because everyone says it. And that's how we arrived at this narrative with people in the comment section saying Kamala's not like us. She ain't one of us. Or my favorite one, she is for the mass incarceration of black men. Let me break it down for you how fucking wrong you are, okay? And I'm just going to keep it light. I'm not going to go deep. I'm going to try to keep some examples that you can understand. The way the judicial process worked, Kamala Harris was the district attorney, then she became attorney general. For those of you who may not know what an attorney general means, that basically means that you're the head DA for the entire state. She started off prosecuting cases in a courtroom. That means someone has to do a crime. Then after they do a crime, they have to get arrested for the crime, which means the police found probable cause to believe that you might have done it. After they find probable cause that you might have done it, they have to first take you to a first appearance judge that says, the probable cause evidence that you've presented me is enough to see if this person can get arraigned. When this person gets arraigned, if it's a felony, they go before a grand jury. That means a room of your peers, right, have heard the probable cause evidence against you, and people who are like you, if you're the criminal, have decided, yes, this person should go stand trial. You go stand trial, and then a jury of your peers decides whether or not you are guilty or not guilty based on the evidence that the district attorney puts on. She spent some time in a courtroom doing this, and she won cases for these people who were arrested for crimes and were found guilty by a jury of their peers. California has structured sentencing because you all like to say she's responsible for 3 strikes. She is not responsible for 3 strikes. What happened was California came out, and yes, let me rewind back. Yes, 3 strikes was instituted largely in part through the 95 crime bill. Let's talk about the 95 crime bill for 1 second, because that's attached to Joe Biden, and she is Joe Biden's vice president. Most of you people who like to spout out the 95 crime bill, or what year was it? Was it 95? Most of you people who like to spout that out weren't even born back then, because you don't understand why that bill passed by a landslide. That was the bill that pretty much earmarked Bill Clinton's presidency. Black folk, left and right, the politicians and the people in the community were down for that bill because our community needed it. We did not know the bad effects of that crime bill until on the back end. And when those bad effects came in, it was people like Kamala Harris who were leading the charge to make sure those things were reversed. Now that's how we jump back forward. While she was in these DA positions and she ultimately became the Attorney General, she instituted a program out there that some people, if you're in North Carolina, might know it as Operation Fresh Start. Some folks in the Middle District of North Carolina might know it as the High Point Initiative. Some folks even in the Middle District of Georgia may know it as the High Point Initiative. What it is, it's a Fresh Start program for first-time felons or non-violent felons or even gang members. Every police department or perhaps district attorney's office, they instituted their own way. So what it is you have a bunch of criminals, right? You have evidence on them. You've got warrants for their arrest. You've got video evidence. You've got everything you need to convict them book solid. And what you do is you invite them to a meeting. You invite them to a meeting, and there in the meeting, you have a bunch of people that you have put together. You have community resources. You have things like, I don't know, you have local organizations, you have community leaders, you have churches, you have pastors, but you also have city government there. You have state government there. You have other law enforcement there. Oh, but you also have programs like Job Corps there. You actually have restaurants or banks or corporations who have pledged to give these people jobs. What you have to do is you have to go through anywhere from a 12-week to sometimes a 2-year program of completing job training, skills training, holding down the job, and staying out of trouble. If you go through this 12 weeks to 24 weeks or 2 years, however long the program is, without being arrested for a violent felony or anything that breaks that contract, you get to restart your life. That's why they call it fresh start, without a criminal record. Your record gets expunged, the charges that go away, you sign a contract that the district attorney will not be able to prosecute you for that charge ever again. That is what Kamala Harris led out in California. So much so that the Republicans in California were calling her soft on crime. See, while you all were talking about now, she's for the mass incarceration of black men, the people who were actually for the mass incarceration of black men, they hated her because she ran this initiative. They said that she was turning loose criminals out on the street. And what she was saying is, what's the term? She wasn't being hard on crime. She was being smart on crime, because she understood that everybody who committed a crime was not necessarily a criminal. So she wanted people to have the opportunity to enjoy the same civil liberties and get the second chances that you all do, or most white folks do, because they have the resources to do so. Right? So now, while you all are calling her somebody who liked to lock up black men or the mass incarceration of black men, nothing be further from the truth, because one, she did not hold a position that would allow her to even do so. She prosecuted people who were found guilty. Most of her tenure in law out there, she was not even active in the courtroom. She oversaw the process of prosecution, not actually prosecuting people. In California, once again, let's go back to structured sentencing. Structured sentencing is where the California legislature said, hey, like most states, including Georgia, if you commit a crime based on your criminal history, based on how many times you've committed this crime or a light crime, or whether or not you're a violent criminal, it's already predetermined once you get found guilty what time you get. The district attorney has nothing to do with that process. It's why it's called structured sentencing. So it prevents people who did the same crime from being charged or convicted and given different sentences. That has nothing to do with the district attorney. They prosecute people who did the crime, and the jury of their peers decided who they did the crime. She did these things well, but in the midst of while she was prosecuting people, she wanted to give even the guilty folks a fair shot at entering and re-entering society again. So this narrative that you have where you niggas think you so woke by saying she's not like us, you are the same people who hated Obama. If you disliked Obama's politics, please tell me why, but it's okay if you did. But what's really happening is one of two things. Some black folks just don't value themselves. Some black folks don't like other black folks and don't trust black leadership. That's why you tend to lean to everything white. You trust white, you don't trust black. That is a self issue that you're projecting on the other people. And then some of you niggas have never actually been special in life. So you think it makes you special to be the one to say, oh, I'm not for that because it's black. Anything black or anything that black people are getting behind, you want to be the different one in the room and say, nah, that ain't it. Let me tell you why. You're not deep. You're not woke. You just a fucking hater. Stop it.
Mike is still on.
There you go.
Listen.
Jeez.
Listen.
Yeah, pass the collection
That's
plate.
what I wanted. We don't, you know what? Let's go ahead and end it right there. So, how can
they find us?
they find us? Jay, I'll do it, Jay. So, you go to YouTube /thetruthnochaser.com, all right, for our video version.
Yes.
For our audio version, you can find us on anywhere that you stream.
Apple Podcasts,
let's go.
Spotify,
Mhm.
Pandora,
All that.
Amazon, all that. Yes.
Yes.
Buzzsprout, yeah.
Buzzsprout.
Mhm.
So please check us out. Stay tuned with us. We have more in store on this political race. Listen, because I know it's going to get spicy. It is going to get spicy.
It's going to get ugly.
It is going to get
ugly.
it's going to get even uglier than we have already mentioned. All
Yeah.
right. and among other content as well. We won't forget. We definitely won't forget about what's going on in our community. So, go ahead, Ash.
Until next time, keep walking in your truth, Black people.